All right, I'm gonna wait for the first person in here to let me know that they can hear me okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started so I'm not taking up too much of everybody's time. Maybe a sound check, please. You can hear? Okay, good. We're good. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started, so we're not taking up everybody's time too much here. Not really a whole lot to update. There's still a lot of indecision and a lot of chop. Although a lot of US dollar pair coins, altcoins, have retraced quite heavily and are at least reaching levels of support to see some bounces. Dominance here also looks to be maybe topping out as well. We're still under our nice heavy resistance zone that we want to stay under to continue a downtrend. At the same time, we are still technically rejecting off of this nice big macro downtrend channel there. What I would like to see, looks like the RSI is starting to top off just a little bit with a little bit of a bearish divergence. Okay, we've got a high and a higher high there, and we got, looks like an exaggerated bearish divergence as the RSI did not make a higher high. Looks like it topped out at roughly about the same level of RSI there. So that is an exaggerated bearish divergence rather than the RSI making a lower high. So it would have been like that or something if it was a regular bearish divergence. When it's flat like that and it's kind of like a double top at the same time your price action makes a higher high, that's called exaggerated. Okay, and it looks like the MACD, looks like the MACD might be doing a little something here too, maybe showing some early signs of weakness. However, it's not time to start scaling into altcoins yet. I'm going to give this a few days because this may get one more wick up to test this upper zone here, roughly, maybe. That may push alts down just a little bit more and get a third touch. I want to see a third touch on that divergence line before we call that and start scaling back into altcoins. Whether if it's US dollar pair or Bitcoin pair, I think they'll both probably pop at the same time. So I'm still eyeing this. This is the 8-hour time frame. We can go down to other time frames. Looks like the 6-hour is showing that weakness just a little bit more. 7 days started to roll there, but it didn't quite get over it yet, and that's a fresh candle, so I'm not really going to consider that too much. Dailies, obviously, ooh, I'll take that. That's two bearish candles right there beside each other. I'll take that. But I'm still kind of watching this 8-hour time frame right here for dominance. So this would be a good sign for altcoins, even though this little, what was it? Right here, the beginning of the month. Yeah, somewhere right in between these two. This little bitty push up right here, this little bitty pop, absolutely obliterated altcoins. I don't think that much was even at stake in March. So here's the, that's early March. January, let's see. All right, so February 14th, mid-February. So that's roughly about when altcoins got crushed in February on that drop to 3,000 on Bitcoins. That was about 10% there. So half as much of a push in dominance than what we got in March, and we still got killed. basically took back almost all of August's profits. But I mean, that's all right. It is what it is. We make it up. So that's what I'm watching for on dominance. Good nestled area right here. Good pocket of resistance. Still going to watch to see if that's going to scam wick a little bit higher up for a third touch on that divergence line before rolling over. And then once that rolls over and we start to see a fall in dominance, then we can scale back into altcoins, both on dollar pair and maybe some Bitcoin pairs. And if I'm not mistaken, major altcoins and mid caps pumped last time. I don't think we saw a whole lot out of low caps. So maybe the cycle will go to low cap coins next. Bitcoin is still pretty well right on track. Let's go to our Bitstamp chart because we had all of this set up. We're still pretty well moving right along as planned here. Okay, 7-day moving average, a full rollover here with the 2-3 weeks of price action underneath as resistance. Nasty drop candle. That's almost a bearish engulfing. If this current weekly candle closes the end of the week right around back down to 10.3 or so roughly, that's going to be a bearish engulfing candle, and then we should continue that trend and snake its way down. Looks like from the looks of the MACD though, is I don't think we're going to see the similar drop that we saw back in March. This looks like it'll be a slow takedown, about roughly as we got charted here, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I don't see this just pulling another March and just, scam dumping or anything. So a good, slow, solid takedown would be fine by me. Okay, so with that said, still look to be kind of grinding up just slightly here on mid time frames, 4-hour chart here. This is a good little flip zone right there. Our support kind of flipped the top of this resistance right there, so that's pretty good. I want to see this kind of snake up, maybe test the bottom of the broken support. Well, I don't want to say that this is a broken support. Our broken support was further up. So I want to see roughly around 10.7. Nope. Wrong one. 10.7, 10.8-ish. Test the bottom of this resistance right there. And I think I've seen a lot of other people, and this is what we had charted since yesterday in the Bitcoin call channel. Something similar to this. I think our support was just about maybe 1% lower. I think we wanted to try to flip 10.5, but we dipped about 1% lower to 10.3, which is fine or whatever. We're still overall holding the structure, but we still did have a target back up to 10.8 to maybe catch a re-short. Oh, I did want to show back on the Bitstamp chart. We already looked at the weekly. I want to look at the 2-week here. Okay, so this kind of confirms that we're not quite ready to roll over and die yet on the 2-week. So we're kind of rounding the top there on the 7-day moving average, but it did not roll over, and we're not underneath it as resistance. So we're still doing something kind of like similar to this here. We haven't peaked yet. So that can kind of confirm that on this candle. So we still got 5 days left in this 2-day candle. We can still catch that little pounce back up to that 10.8 level. Okay, so that kind of confirms that bias there. No reason though for bulls to get excited unless we can reclaim 10.8 and then test the previous highs at 11.1 and then pull back to 10.8 and then flip this area then as support, and then that would be the only bullish case. That'd be a low, higher low, and then a higher low, and then we would reclaim and probably retest the top up at 12K. So this is the only bullish case. So this 10-8 right here is going to be a key zone to watch for the bears to beat the bulls, or the bulls to take over and beat the bears and flip that and reclaim that zone. But as it stands right now, just from the looks of the higher time frames, I'm banking on around 10-7, 10-8. Maybe catch the bears front running in the low 10-7s. And front running the bull, or front running shorts who are sitting there bidding. So that's what I'm watching there. Same for F. F, a little similar case there, crossing up on MACD. This dug a little bit deeper. Ooh, why is that red? I want to see that wick right there retested. One of these two wicks right here. That looks like a good place to catch a resistance right there. And it's still kind of right there at the bottom of that confluence zone. So that's what I want to see. Also, all bets would be off though, of course, if we broke this low here and we fell below sub 330s. But other than that, I'm looking at a cross up here so far. Where is my OBV? Why does my OBV keep disappearing? Okay, so OBV looks to be trending bull. Okay, so we'll see how this forms overnight, and then we could probably grind this up to that 360 mark, and then maybe catch that next leg down. Okay, so that would put... No, I don't like that trend line. That's ugly. Let's see what Bitstamp shows. Old. Okay, so Bitstamp also shows a really, really ugly weekly. So weekly did not cross under bear yet, unlike Bitcoin did. And we're under it 1, 2, 3, also 3 weeks under the 7-day as resistance. So we can still catch that little snap this weekly candle up within the next 5 days to 360, and then drop it back down, which is going to put our target down here in the 340s, 330s. This is going to be our rug pull support. That's a pretty good drop. About another 25, 30% that this is going to drop. Because look at that MACD. It's not lying. It's going under bear. So it still can snap back up to that 360 mark and then work its way down and to that 240. And then we would hope to see another higher low right here for Ethereum. And then catch another leg up. Otherwise, if ETH loses 230, we might as well lose 100. We might as well go into the double digits. Let's see what monthly looks like. So monthly can kind of confirm that. We might get front ran there at 280 or so, maybe roughly. Be a good wick down to 240. What do you want, Peanut? Sorry, my dog is like trying to crawl on my lap while I'm doing this here. Yeah, so that's that's ETH. ETH is a little bit more straightforward than Bitcoin. That's definitely going under bear right there. So I'm only looking for something short term to snap back up to that 360 mark. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on ETH. All right, so we'll just we'll scan through real quick on some US dollar pairs. Uni is getting obliterated here. Not surprising though. I mean, this is already down 50%, even just from the top of those candle closes, even higher if you count that wick up there. Still rejecting, falling, and respecting that trend line. I would not consider this a long. until this trend line is broken. So if it's going to hold this support and consolidate here a little bit longer, as this MACD here is trending up. What do you want, bro? Anybody want a corgi? No. Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty much last stand here for Uni. If Uni loses this, I might as well visit all the way down here to 250, or it might as well even go to $1. Because there's not really, I mean, this is like the last line of defense for support right here. Because if it drops below that 250, that is a monster gap right there. That's what, probably another 50% drop alone. Oh my, 80% drop. Peanut does need a GIF. I do need to make him a GIF. There'd be so many GIFs to make on him. So this is what I see for Uni here, guys. Looks like the MACD is trending bull, though. Looks like the RSI is also trying to trend bull overall. So this may hold this range above 370-ish. So I'd be looking probably tomorrow or something, tomorrow morning, see how this shapes up overnight. See, look at the 4 hour. Even though there's no chart history, the 4 hour is trying to round that corner on the bottom there. 3 hour getting closer. 2 hour did cross, so that kind of confirms that little bias right there. That's about it for Uni. Link, I'm watching this one really hard. Now, I don't think I mentioned it in chat, but I know I did to Gunnar and Satoshi, because we were talking about the Zeus Capital stuff, and they got wrecked all the way up to $20, and it was right at $20. I think it was on that weekly candle. I told them, I was like, Link is setting itself up for the short of a lifetime. And here we are 57% later, and I didn't even take the short, nor did I call the short, because Bitcoin pair alts were just going ape shit, so that's where the focus was. So you could have swing traded this at 10x and made almost 600% alone since mid-August, so a month. You could have swung traded that for a month and made 500, 600% profits. Totally took my eye off it though. But because it is such a big drop, we are testing this level of support right there. And I want to see just a little bit lower, just to hit $8, just because look at the seven-day moving average right there. It did not roll up. We're still in a downtrend. I'm not going to enter this until this at least flattens out and then starts to curl up. So that's why I'm not entering yet. This could be another, I don't know, 16 hours or so, maybe 2 more 8-hour candles before this might start to show some signs of rolling up. Because 12 hours, still in a downtrend. Daily, still in a downtrend. However, these doji candles right here at the bottom, damn it. These doji candles right here are signaling that selling might possibly be drying up, and we're going to start entering some consolidation and see some sideways chop. I would be expecting from this level, if it reaches as low as $8, about a good 30% pop up to I might even pull that up just a little bit to 10.5, 10.6. I'm not going to bank on it. I'd be out around $10. So that's a good setup that's forming. It's just not ready yet. I'll probably set some stink bids to retest this wick down here though, just in case. So I'm keeping a hard watch on Link. I think it's getting close to due, so I want to see some consolidation to round up and then catch that pop. Then maybe something like that. And that's going into the rest of the year. So it's going to be some good opportunities coming up soon, because this is trying to build a little support base right there for Link. What's up, Musclehead? Okay, so Tezos, probably going to be the same story as just about every other coin. Now, I attempted this one earlier on Bing Bong for a short, and it's currently back at where our entry was on one of the plays, because I was trying to short it somewhere up here on like the 15-minute or 5-minute time frame or something. Let me see. Yeah, I think it was right here in this pocket, because I was looking at this before all of this formed, obviously. So I was looking like right here, and I was looking at this rejection, rejection, rejection. At the same time, the MACD was in a downtrend, the RSI was in a downtrend, so we were downtrending on the indicators and rejecting at a resistance right there. So I was attempting that short. It was probably somewhere up here around $2.12 or something near this top, and I was aiming for a retest probably around here down this wick. So that would have been about 2.5% short. But my DMs kept getting blown up as it was pushing just a little bit higher. It was like, hey, man, you going to close that? You're going to close that? You can close that? And it was like, this is, 2.5 to 3% move. I mean, granted, yeah, we had a 10x on it. But it's a 3% move. I mean, that's nothing. So it kind of spooked me, and the pressure was on, and I should have stuck to my guns. Because, I mean, it is dropping. Look at the hourly MACD now. So if we had held that short, I mean, there was 17% profit right there that we could have scalped. I mean, yeah, we would have gotten a little bit of a late entry on it. But this looks like it's going to come back down to that target zone, and I want to see it just kind of snake its way down, and it might dip a little bit lower to flip down there at $2.04. So that would have been roughly about 35 to 40% profit with that 10x leverage. So the MACD is going under there on the hourly, so we'll see how that shapes up overnight, and we'll maybe see about catching a long down here to see if this is going to put in a higher low right there, and then catch the bounce for a long. So, I mean, I'm not upset. I'm not going to call anybody out or anything, but yeah, it was a little bit early on the short, but it would play out, and that would have been a good profit trade. So I'm just going to do this the way that I normally know how to trade, which is obviously not 5-minute, because I mean, I don't know how y'all do that. I mean, mad props to y'all if y'all can sit there and stare at the screen that much, but I just can't do it. Not my forte, not my style. So on a higher time frame, XTZ, Tezos, whatever, like Link, has seen a very, very nasty drop. So we also got over a 50% drop there on Tezos. So I'm looking, and this is why I was going to short it, or why I was shorting it, because the 7-day moving average is still in a downtrend there. So I was expecting maybe, another little dip to that $2 190 area, catch a little bit more consolidation before that rounds up and then catches that bounce. I'd love to see 180, just a little bit lower, to retest these wicks and the top of that resistance right there. That'd be a good long right there at 180. So that's why I was shorting. I probably should have gone maybe with a little bit lower leverage, maybe a 5x, and just kind of waited it out and swung it down to that target. But it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over, 2 little test trades that just went against us. I mean, it happens. So that's another major alt that I'm looking at for a long. May do something similar to this, maybe just a little bit higher. Does that trend line match up? I don't know. Damn, and they say TA doesn't work. Macro level trend line. Higher low, higher low, higher low. So that would fit that scenario. I'd still like a scam wick down to 180 just to see if we can get filled down there. Actually, you know what? I think I had this actually charted as a big giant channel in one of the calls, and I think I wanted to see that 180. I think we had that from like last week or something. And I think we were still kind of up here testing this support, and I said I want to see a little bit lower to that trend line. Well, I'll be damned. Okay, so we're pretty spot on with the original call. Just screwed up on, you know, these stupid little low time frames. But whatever, no big deal. It was just a test trade. We went small anyway, so I don't mind, you know, $100, $150 loss or whatever it was today. Okay, so that's Tezos. So Tezos and Link are going to be two of the top altcoins that I'm going to be looking at for support builds and to catch some longs coming up. And I think Link... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Link on the Bitcoin pair also is roughly about seeing that same situation there. So little support off of that wick, matching that wick. Oh, not quite ready yet. MACD hasn't rolled up. 7-day moving average hasn't rolled up. So if it's going to hold that support, well, that's great. We'll catch it at about 8,000 Satoshi. Looked like earlier there was quite a lot of bids trying to hold it above 8,000. So we can catch it both on US dollar pair and Bitcoin pair, and we'll pounce that up to about 10.4 to that bottom of that candle, matching that wick right there. Let me zoom in right there. See how that wick matches bottoms of those candles? So we got also a good 25% potential pop. This is all dependent though if Bitcoin behaves and dominance drops, which looks like it might be because that dominance is rolling a little bit there. Nice little drop candle incoming. So we may catch these bounces on altcoins. Let's see if XTZ on Bitcoin pair shows the same. Yep, even Bitcoin pair Tezos. Look at the MACD. This looks like to be almost an exaggerated bullish divergence. That's a good flip right there. Okay, so we got a wick there matching the tops of that resistance right across the top there. So that'd be a good place also to catch a bounce. Again, this is assuming, we're only assuming right now that Bitcoin behaves itself. And that's an easy resistance right there. So look at that confluence. And there's that support holding again. There's that support holding again. And then now we broke that support. So that's now going to be our resistance target. Easy 30% play right there if we get that pop. So that looks pretty good. Ideal entry on a scam wick be a little bit lower down here at about 1,600. I'll take that too. Not going to bank on it though, because if I enter on the Bitcoin pair, it's going to be at a 3x leverage anyway. So let's just say that comes down. I mean, yeah, that would be a pretty nasty drop. That'd be a 30% drop just waiting on a bounce. That would hurt. All right, shit RP. Oh, poor Credible Crypto. He's got to be really upset right now. I mean, he's been shilling this since like, what, 50 cents last year? Mid-August of last year from around 40 or 50 cents. Macro level downtrend channel, rejected. And this, I know you guys remember because I posted this like 37 times to watch this level. If it can't claim 34, it's going under. and it did not claim 34 because I wanted it to clear the tops of this resistance and clear the top of that channel, and it did not. Well, that's why I noted claim 34, and it could push up to that 45 to 50 cent range, but it did not, and we're falling. We're testing 22 cents here. MACD's going under. So if this is going to continue its trend, I really hate to tell the XRP army, but they're going to see 7 cents before this is all said and done. It really kind of just depends now whether if this is going to retest 17. If this is just going to kind of grind down and build and hold like a double bottom at 17 and then bounce, or if it's going to lose 17 and then it's going to 7. That's a pretty nasty looking drop candle on the weekly though. Then again, all of the altcoins look like that. So that's just a few US dollar pairs. Oops. There's also Bing Bong, or EOS rather, on Bing Bong. It looks like crap there on the weekly. That just crossed under. We got EDC on also to watch on Bing Bong. Also looks like crap. So there's a lot of options that we can play. All right, so speaking of Bing Bong, so we had some clarification this morning. And it was one of the things that I was really worried and concerned about, or trying to figure out rather. So if we go to my profile or whatever on Bing Bong, I still don't know how to change my picture, whatever. So I think we were at 30-something% overall. So those two little losses today brought me down a little bit, but whatever. Okay, so if we go to, and you click on follow and you go to set the amount that you want to risk per trade, and everybody did good and listened. When I said to start out small, I saw a lot of people in the DMs who had, were risking $10 per position or $50 per trade per position or whatever, or $20 or something. So those two little test trades this morning, even though they were in losses, if you were, you probably lost $4 or $5 max or something. So it was good that you guys listened there, and we're starting off small. So let's just say, for example, you do $100 per trade. So that means no matter how much money I risk, if I do a $1,000 position, and let's say I do it at 5x, it would open your position at $100 at 5x. So the issue that I was trying to work out and figure out how to best approach doing this copy trade for those that want to risk more money to maximize their potential gains is, I think Bing Bong is capped at $200 per position. Okay, well, $200 is not a lot of risk, and let's just say you want to, at least risk $1,000 per position times whatever leverage. So that means I would have to open multiple positions, and that way the copy trade would allow you to open multiple positions. But you can also set a cap for yourself. $400 is cap? Okay, cool. I don't know why I thought I saw somewhere that $200 was cap. But thank you. $400 is cap. Okay, so let's say you want to maximize your profit potential and you want to risk more money. That means I would have to open more trades, more positions. So I would have to do the figuring and adjust my own portfolio, my own position sizes or whatever. So you're maxed at 400. Let's say you got a $4,000 position, but you want to risk more money per trade. So you can set a maximum position amount down here. Okay, so let's say you want to risk, let's say $1,200. Okay, so this is the maximum amount that you'll risk. So if you have a cap of $400 per position, and let's say I open 3 positions, so that's going to now open you 3 positions at $400 each for a max of $1,200. Okay, so now let's say that's that scenario. So let's say I open 6 positions And there may be somebody else who has a higher max limit or something that wants to risk more. So let's say I open 6 positions. You're still going to be capped at that $1,200. So even if I open 6, it's still going to open 3 positions for you at $400 per position. Okay, so that works around figuring out those who want to only risk maybe 1 position per copy trade. So if that's all you wanted to do, you would just set that max position at $400, and that's all you risk each time I opened a trade. Okay, so that's all that you would be risking, whereas somebody who wants to risk, $5,000 or something, they would set theirs at $5,000. Then if I open 10 positions, their max position would be $4,000 times whatever leverage that we have set. So that's that balance that I was struggling to figure out this morning on how we can work around those who only want to risk a small amount of their portfolio versus those who want to risk larger amounts of their portfolio. As we took, a $500 account into $50,000 in 4 months. We can do that here on Bing Bong Copy Trade 2 over the next 4, 5, 6 months, depending on what market conditions are like. So that's how you can work around that. So that's that's what I was trying to figure out this morning. So that's how we do that. So you can set your maximum amount that you want to risk, and it won't go over that amount no matter how many positions I open. Yeah, so $40 loss seems it didn't set up to, yeah. So this was that one extra step that we didn't know about, but we got it figured out now. Okay, so that's what that little confusion was this morning. So we're good to go. So keep that in mind, and also set your own stop losses. I think somebody on one of the trades already got stopped out for a 4% loss, which, at 10x leverage was like a 0.4% move. I mean, 0.4% is a blip. I mean, let me even look at a 1% chart or 1 minute time frame chart. Jesus Christ, how do y'all read this? Okay, so let's look at a 1 minute chart. 0.4. Okay, so that's a 0.4% move. I mean, yeah, that looks pretty, that's half that distance there on this 1 minute chart. But let's just put a rectangle right there. Let's box that in to show what that looks like compared to a 15-minute chart or something. That's a blip. That is a really, really, really tight stop loss when we are looking at, the potential of how much these things can move over, course of a day or something. So keep that in mind also, and I likely won't use a stop loss because of that reason. Still practice your own risk management if you would, please. I'm going to do, what I do. Because again, that XTZ trade this morning, that short, look, now we got a 1 hour drop candle coming in there. So if I had a stop loss, or if you had a tight stop loss from that 2.12 entry, you would have been stopped out up here for a loss anyways. But the pressure was put on me in DMs, hey, what are we doing? It's like, bro, chill. It's 2%. So I'm fine holding in a 2% move, even if it's in a loss, if I'm confident in the trade, because if that snakes back down, there's 30 to 40% profit potential, but we got shook out because our stop losses were too tight or because of panicking. But that's fine, whatever. So just be sure that you're aware of what your risk management settings are. If that is comfortable with you and you want to set it that tight, sure, fine, go for it. No biggie. This is y'all's money. Yeah, come on, do it, Uni. come test this bottom support again. So that's it for the live stream, really. I don't see, there's been a few Bitcoin pairs that have been kind of popping, FTM or something else. 7%, what? 7% on stop loss. And 10x leverage, by the way, is not a leverage that I'm typically accustomed to. I normally don't go more than 5x, so I may lower the leverage to 5x. I mean, because even if let's just say we catch a link long and this does pan out just like this, and we do catch that, a 30% bounce right there. Oops, that's the Bitcoin pair. All right, let's just say, nope, we don't want to go that high. Let's just aim a little bit more conservative. Down here, let's just say 10.5. All right, so let's say this link play does work out, and it does pop 21% or so, 20%. Yeah, 10x would be 200% profit. But again, I mean, if we're holding, for 3%, a 3 whopping percent on an early entry or something, yeah, that's going to look bad because it's 30% losses that you're holding, but it's only a 3% move. And then over the, let's just say it dips on an early entry and we're, in a loss, and then it snaps right back up. And then we're going to panic sell because we're sitting in a 3% loss or a 30% loss because it's 10x leverage, and then it turns and pumps to our target, and we just missed all of that profit because we were scared of a 3% move. Stop losses are a real pain in the ass, let me tell you. They can save your life, but they can also piss you off and break you too. So we'll lower the leverage, and we'll go no more than 5x. We'll kind of play this exactly the same way that I did with with Bitcoin pairs. A little bit safer leverage and mid to higher time frames. And we'll just practice a little bit more conservative trading rather than 5 and 15 minute degen trading. I mean, it worked well for me for 4 months until I got greedy and didn't sit out in September like I told everybody in the middle of August that I expected September to be bloody, and I didn't listen to my own advice. So I gave quite a bit of that nice August profit back because I didn't listen to myself. So nobody to blame but me on that one. So that's it, guys. Just a quick update here. So we're not quite ready yet. Doesn't look like for longs. It looks like we're getting close. Bitcoin needs to behave because if it does see this 10.7 area right here, 10.8 area, then the US dollar pairs will follow and we'll get our bounces. So if you guys got any questions, pop them out there real quick or I'm bouncing. I didn't check to see what, let's see, crypto. Commodities. Everybody was talking about gold. Posting tomorrow in our channel. What channel would that be, and what am I posting? I mean, I'm kind of in the channels every single day. Oh my Lord, gold. Hello. Oh yeah, every live stream. You can always bank on every live stream being recorded. So yeah, this will certainly be posted as soon as YouTube uploads it to the library or whatever on YouTube, and then I'll turn around and post the stream into the channel. So yeah. Oh, that looks like a very ugly weekly for gold there. That's going to be good. All right, what's crude doing? Oil, what are you doing? You still look like crap. You filled the gap right there, though. You guys see that gap? I mean, filled the gap all the way. That is a really dark blue. I can't see that crap. Silver, what are you doing? I'm just glad. Holy crap, Silver, what happened to you, bro? Oh, Vinny, why am I not surprised your name is Naruto? You have a Japanese name, but you're from Austria. Indices. I'm assuming, yeah, okay, so that's the S&P 500. Oh, what? I forgot you can do indices on Bing Bong, so we can short and long the S&P. Belgium, Austria, same thing. You can throw a rock and you hit each other. I mean, you guys are European countries are so close together. You drive an hour and you're the other side of Europe. Ooh. That looks bad for the S&P. So what else we got up here? The Russell 200 index, the Hang Seng, never heard of that. The Dow, you can short the Dow. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. NASDAQ, yeah. All right, so we got a lot of options. I knew indices were on here, but I never really checked to see what they were. Okay, so we got a lot of options. We got crypto. We got some of the top indices, looks like across the world. We got the Japanese stock market, Russell 200. We got DAX. All right, cool. Lots of stuff. Commodities, gold, crude, silver. So there's a lot of stuff that we can play here on Bing Bong. So this would be a good long-term exchange to play on. Copy switch option. I'm assuming that's under like somebody's profile. Copy switch. Where do you see copy switch? We're in copy trade. All traders. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Dude had a 34% win rate, but was still up 14x. I wonder how many trades. Well, yeah, let me look how many trades he took. 100 trades, bro, and you're averaging 34%. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, B-High. I don't see a copy switch. Check DM on my screen capture. All right, let me see. Oh, dude, that's not copies. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay, maybe I can't see it on my own. Let me go back to, let me check this stupid bot dude right here. This bot sucked. I don't know how this guy did 18x. I don't see that. I don't have that option there. Because your screenshot is showing that it's right here between type and underneath coin. So I'm not sure. No, bro. Go follow. Yeah, I don't have that option. I don't see it. Here, well, let me just throw it up here. So this is what he's seeing. So right here between type and coin, there's this little copy switch button right here. But we don't see that. I don't see that on anybody that we're following. Is that Kim Jong-un with a rainbow face? I don't know what that is. When you try to edit copy, you can go to who you follow. Oh, okay. So wait. So let me, I guess, copy now. So I'm going to follow this person. I'm going to just set them at $2 a trade. All right. So where do I go for the people that I'm following? Crap. How do I get back to where I was following somebody? Profile. Asset record. Oh, there it is. Copy trading. Okay, so I'm following that person. So if I click on them, I guess hit edit. Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, so there's a copy switch button. So what does that mean? Yeah, so explain what the copy switch button means. If you want to pause copy, so if you want to pause a copy, use it. So if I want to pause copying this person, I turn it on. If I want to continue copying that person, I turn it off. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. The proportional margin is proportional. So if I set my position at like $100 or something, and you have your proportional set to 2, that means it's going to set your proportion to 2 times what I'm setting mine at. So if you're doing proportional margin, you can even do it at like 0.5. So if I do a $100 position, it's going to keep your proportion to half that of mine, so it would put your position at $100. If you do it a 1, then you're going to open whatever size position that I have. Well, this is retarded. Why call it copy switch? Why not just say pause copy? Like, let's keep it, something simple. All right, I'm going to stop copying this dude because I don't even know who he is. I can't even pronounce his name. Right, I get that. I just don't understand why they call it copy switch and that's just not pause copy, act for what it actually is. Why they worded it that way, I mean, whatever. Okay, any other questions? Still good little bounce back there on Uni. Uh-oh, ETH took a little bitty dip. Bitcoin's kind of just hanging in there. So I don't see anything too major right now. I'm still kind of just up in the air waiting. Ooh, this looks like it could flip right there for EDC. So if this flips, we could catch a bounce there too. And we'll target up there. Maybe the bottom. Is that... We'll see. Because that weekly will look like ass. Yeah, that weekly looked like shit. I'm not going to bank on that. Okay, guys. That's it. So that was the main update that we wanted. We wanted to get just a quick overlook on what's going on with the market across the U.S. dollar pairs. Not jumping into any Bitcoin pairs. I'm still holding KMD. That doesn't look too bad. Still holding that trend line. Still holding higher lows on the MACD. Still holding overall that support. So as long as it doesn't lose that support, I'm all right. Looks like that wick got the bottom of that right there for a bullish retest there. So I'm still in this one. This was the only one that didn't wreck me yet. So let's say our prayers that KMD gets some kind of relief bounce soon. Other than that, I'm not jumping into any more Bitcoin pairs, maybe except for Link or Tezos. Maybe tomorrow I'll look for entries. I'm going to give these a little bit more time to kind of round up before I hop in them, and those are the targets that we're going to be looking at. So we'll post these charts with the potential targets, and we'll check them in the morning and see what's popping, see how they shape up. But as far as the Bing Bong copy trade, I mean, yeah, we played small to kind of test out a few trades. So it wouldn't be too wise to short anything heavy yet because a lot of these U.S. dollar pairs look to be hitting some pretty heavy support zones. So shorting may not be ideal just yet. We may wait to reshort after some relief bounces because these are all kind of curling up. Oh, and that's it, guys. That's it. So I'm going to give these about another, I don't know, 8 to 16 hours or so. See how they shape up before opening positions, and I'll lower the leverage and just wait it out for them to catch those relief bounces. Then once they hit up here to these targets, then we can consider reopening some shorts at those resistance zones. And then we'll short it back down. So now we can play both ways with US dollar pairs, whereas DCX only allows pretty much longs on Bitcoin pairs. So we got lots more opportunities with Bing Bong, especially now that we know we got some good commodities and some indices to play as well. So we can also check to see what Powell is going to do with the S&P, if they're going to print more money. And we can short the shit out of the U.S. stock market going into the elections, because I'm still fairly certain they're going to dump the crap out of it, just out of simple fear that it's an election and out of simple fear that Trump may lose. And investors will probably pull their money out like mad if he does. Because look at the downtrend that's already starting heading into the elections here within the next month. Doesn't look pretty. Okay, guys, I'm done. Peace.